All right, well, there we go. Finally got the camera turned on, I do believe. Not sure what it recorded from when I was babbling on before, but we'll see. Again, we're headed south today. This is day 2 of my western trip to California. And about 9:15 in the morning, I've been on the Natchez Trace for about 72 miles, looks like, from Tupelo, which is where I spent the night last night. Just stopped a few minutes back at the little town of Matheson, Mississippi to fill up with some gas. Been back on the road now for a few miles. Headed south to Natchez, roughly 200 miles from Natchez, and the southern end of this Natchez Trace Parkway. May spend the night there, I'm not sure yet. We'll just have to see how the day plays out. So far, it's been, as you can see from the skies here, it's been overcast and gray, a little light to medium drizzle since I left out this morning. Nothing bad enough to make me want to put my rain gear on. The gear that I'm wearing is somewhat water resistant, but it's not waterproof, so if I run into some heavier rains, I'll put my rain jacket on and rain pants. Although these pants that I'm wearing do pretty darn good until you get into some heavier rain. We're just going to roll on south here, see what the day brings, and maybe find somewhere interesting to stop along the way.
All right, well, I just took a little break here. It happens to be the Pearl River. Nice big, broad, flowing full. A lot of rain in the area. Got a fisherman over here. He's been coming down river and just pulled into, looks like drop him a line, do some fishing. So anyway, gonna walk over here. Nice informational sign. In 1868, the French explorer Pierre de Monet d'Iberville sailed to the mouth of this river and found pearls. He named it the River of Pearls. The Natchez Trace, 100 years later, avoided the marshy lowlands by following the ridge between the Pearl and Big Black for 150 miles. The last 75 miles of the river course have served since 1812 as a boundary between the states of Mississippi and Louisiana. Well, kind of interesting little fact there. Heard of the Pearl River? Never seen it? So now I have. That's all for now.
All right, well, we're still rolling down the southward on the Natchez Trace Parkway. See here, it opens up quite a bit here. Pasture out here to my right, rolling fields out there. Been a little drizzly mist here for the last little bit. I can wipe off the front lens of my camera there. Just a little light mist, enough to make me have to wipe my face shield off every few minutes, but nothing bad. Doesn't look like it's going to get any worse, but keep my fingers crossed and hope it does not. A few miles back past the sign, I'm about 68 miles from Jackson, Mississippi. Make a pretty good time today, just rolling down. Just had the one stop in Matheson for some gas. About due for a break. My butt's getting a little tired of sitting on this seat. Maybe walk around a little bit, stretch my legs and stuff. It's interesting. Every so often there'll be a road going off one side or the other of the parkway here. Sometimes they're just red clay gravelly roads. Other times they're paved. It always makes me wonder what's on down that road. Sometimes you can see a little bit. Other times it's just been trees. You can't see any buildings or anything. But I'm sure just off the trace here, there's probably a lot more folks living down here than you might expect. Again today, especially with again being overcast and busy, I am amazed I've not seen any deer out in areas like this, browsing in the grass. But I have not seen the first deer, and I'll count that as a good thing. Although I'm undoubtedly they're probably thick in these woods, especially with the pastures and fields for them to graze and browse in. Oh. Got to talking and almost ran right past my stop. Thank goodness there was nobody behind me. Road was wet. Well, that was just a stupid move on my part. Road was wet, hard on the brakes. And thank goodness there was nobody behind me. Well, we're at one of the pull-offs here, so take a little break and get back on the road. Stop recording. All right, well, still rolling down the Natchez Trace, a little south of Jackson, Mississippi, and just took a little stop there at a pull-off to take my jacket liner off. It's getting a little warm. Temperature's up to about 72. Very humid. Was in some rain showers earlier, but not enough to put my rain gear on. Although for a while there, I was just at the point of pulling over to put my rain gear on when the rain stopped. So that's the way it goes a lot of times. But the sky's cleared out somewhat. Just partly clouded now, sunshine, and I can see some blue sky up there. And of course, that's going to make the temperature rise along with the humidity. But that's life in the South, humidity. I haven't seen a mile marker in a little while. Well, I've not been paying attention to look for one, but I'll keep my eye peeled here and should see one here pretty soon. But I reckon I'm probably roughly 70, maybe 80 miles north of Natchez, which may be my destination for today. We'll see how I'm feeling once I get into Natchez, and then I'll make a decision whether I want to continue on west for a while longer. It's a pleasant road to ride on. You've seen in my other little segments here, very, very little traffic, no commercial traffic, no real crossroads. There's pull-offs and roads branching off of it. There, mile mark 58 right there. So 58 miles to Natchez, a little over an hour at the current speed, which the speed limit through here is 50. And I'll be rolling along just a little bit better than that, but not enough to get the attention of any park rangers, although so far in, let's see, what would that be? Not quite 400 miles, about 390 miles of Natchez Trace, I have not seen the first park ranger, state police, local police, anybody. So that's quite nice. It does get a little monotonous, it seems like. You just see right now, it's just a wall of trees, opens up here and there. You do get a little bit of view of some of the fields, farms, and things like that. But mostly, you're just driving through a canyon of trees. Now, I'm sure once I get a little bit farther west, especially into South and Middle Texas or West Texas, I'll be happy to see a tree. So I'm not complaining, just making an observation. But anyway, should you find yourself in this part of the country, highly recommend hopping on the Natchez Trace Parkway if it happens to be taking you north and south in the direction you need to go. Pleasant drive or ride, and there's services. Stopped for lunch a little while ago. Had to get off the Parkway for a few miles. Same with gas, so that's quite all right. Just have to be playing your stops a little more carefully. Mile marker 56. Well, that's it for now, and we'll turn my camera back on here just a little bit farther on down.